Great honor tonight to have Jay-Z, his new memoir, Decoded. I have to tell you, this is a book of a great poet. Jay-Z.
Because you got to figure from the beginning, rap was dismissive. Sometimes it's provocative as well. It's almost like, I don't hear anything else. He's talking about that. The song is 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one. Here you have this guy who's in the car and he has, drugs on him, and he's all the way in the wrong. And here you have this cop, and he pulls the car over. And this guy knows a bit about the law because he's used to breaking it, so he knows how. He's waiting for a K-9 unit to come. A K-9 unit comes, we're all in trouble because the K-9 smells the drugs. Boom, we get locked up. But somehow the K-9 was on another call, and he couldn't hold us for so long. So we pull off, and as we pull off, about 5 minutes down the road, we see a car screeching, lights blaring, and we look and we see K-9 unit. So I have 99 problems, but that bitch ain't one. The hustler and freedom fighter are similar in countercultural movement. It's about freedom and about having things and about improving your position. At some point, it gets lost in that translation, and it becomes about greed, and it comes about adrenaline, and it comes about the excitement of driving fancy cars and things. The difference to me between that, the hustler and the freedom fighter, is a level of maturity. The hustle also means to apply yourself, use things at your disposal and means to be successful in a society that's built for you to fail. My spirit and soul was birthed out of that. I was born in Marcy projects. You can imagine seeing the first person get shot at 9 years old and that being normal to you. The opportunities that were afforded us there were very few. And we didn't have, even the people that made it out of there, we didn't have role models who would come back and speak to us and say, man, this is how you do it. And people that were speaking to us was the hustlers. They were the only ones who had a conversation with us on how to be men and how to have integrity and honesty and loyalty. Here's a guy who's basically selling destruction to his own neighborhood. He's feeding you life at the same time he's destroying life. I think the generation that we went through was so emotionally scarring to us. It was like the crack epidemic. And crack is like it's not a prideful drug. You've seen people in the hallways and no sense of self-worth. The child didn't even have respect for its elders. So that sort of feeling and love for yourself and love for, your elders and respect for people were gone.
Your mother understood that things were happening in your life that weren't all good.
Yeah, she was very strong.
She gave you latitude. She gave you room. She gave you a boombox.
My house was like the house around the neighborhood that everybody went to because we had all the newest records, and I just had super cool parents. It also gave me a wide range of listening to different sorts of music, so I don't have those sort of prejudices. If you look on my iPod, it's everything from Miles to Tom York to Old Dirty Bastard.
You will
seriously.
You will lose me at times.
Yeah.
I approach part of this with the euphoria of ignorance.
That's how we approach life.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, that is what was so striking about your memoir, Decoded. Partly because I grew up, listening to various versions of the magic flute.
Yeah.
So our childhood is somewhat different.
A little bit.
And so I grew up with, is Wilma Lip the best?
Right. You will lose me at times.
Yeah. But now I live in Brooklyn, in Fort Greene, and I have 2 young boys. And I took my older young boy, who's just about to turn 9, to visit his grandparents, who were not so well in Europe. And my father was saying to me, what's rap? He's 92, left Vienna, spent the war years in Haiti, knows that there's rap, but doesn't really know what it is. And I said, I'll ask Sam. Sam wrote a letter to my father, and I'll read just a little small part of it. Rap is a form of singing. In rap, you can say just about anything you want. You have to be a very talented singer and be able to say lots of sentences in one breath. Rap doesn't necessarily need to be fast. Rap expresses the energy of the street. Some rappers can come out of nowhere and be very talented. One particular rapper I like is called Jay-Z. He was very poor growing up in Brooklyn, and one day he heard a boy of 9 years old rapping, and he thought, I can do that. And from then on, he carried a notebook wherever he went and wrote raps, and now he's very famous. But he really doesn't care about fame. He cares about the music. So you see that when you practice, you can make your dreams come true.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm inspired. Thank you very much.
Decoded.